Hey guys, doing well today. In today's video, I'll be talking about the Saturday games for round 3 of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. So yeah, this means I'll be talking about the Waratahs versus Crusaders, the Blues versus Brumbies, and of course, the Reds versus Chiefs. So yeah, starting off with the Waratahs Crusaders, it should be a very interesting game, obviously, with both sides wanting to be able to win. The Waratahs, they've lost both their games, but they have actually scored a lot of tries within them. So it's one of those which they can definitely take a lot of pauses within both those games, but of course, they want to get their first win over the line. On the other hand, though, the Crusaders have won both their games, of course, against the Brumbies and the Reds, the two leading, you could say, Australian teams from Super Rugby AU. So they've done very well to beat both of them. And yeah, last week's game against the Reds was just, they showed how incredible they are as a side, really, and just why they are considered really just the best side within club side, you could say, within rugby. But anyway, here are the lineups, obviously, for both sides. I'll run them by with you guys, tell you what I think about them, and yeah, I'll give my prediction right afterwards. So, obviously, with the Waratahs, with that forward pack, you do have the likes of Angus Bell, as well as Dave Parecki and Harry Johnson-Holmes, who make up that forward row. Then you have the likes of Jeremy Williams, as well as Jack Wheaton, who make up those locks. And then for the loose forwards, you have the likes of, Lachlan Swinton, as well as Jack Dempsey and William Harris. Yeah, I'd say a pretty good, forward pack there for the Waratahs. I wouldn't say there's a lot of names in there that kind of, surprised me, but I'd say probably the one surprising name is probably Williams. I'd say that's probably a surprise addition within those locking pair, but we'll see how he does. But for the Crusaders, however, you do have the likes of, George Bauer, as well as Cody Taylor and Michael Alatoa, who make up that front row. Then you do have the likes of Quinton Strange and Scott Barrett, who of course is the captain for the Crusaders. And then you do have the likes of Y2 Douglas, Sano Havili, and Clint Grace to make up that loose forward pack. So yeah, if I had to say who actually has the better forward pack, I'd probably edge towards the Crusaders. I just think they have a very dominant forward pack. But to be fair, actually, if I had to say who has I'd say that they have the second best forward pack within Super Rugby AU. I'd probably say it's the Waratahs. So I'm not going to say this is going to be a tough an easy job for the Crusaders from that pack. I actually think the Waratahs will give them a challenge from those scrums as well as lineouts. So should be an interesting contest there. Then we move on to the backs. Obviously with the Waratahs, you do have the likes of Jake Gordon, who of course is their captain, and he'll be partnering up with Ben Donaldson at 10. For the 11 position, you do have the likes of Alex Newsom, and for the 12 you have Fokete, as well as 13 you have Parisi. 14, of course, you have Jack Alex, who's just been brilliant so far, I'd say, for the Waratahs. I'm not going to say stand-up, but he's done pretty well for them. And, of course, you have the likes of Will Harrison at 15. So, yeah, no, obviously it's a pretty good back line there for the Waratahs. Should do a lot of damage. And, of course, they actually haven't done anything wrong in that sense, because they actually have created a lot of tries through that back line. So just hopefully they can just kind of continue that form, really, I guess. Yeah, for the Crusaders on the other hand, you do have the likes of, Mitchell Drummond at 9. You have the likes of Richie Mwanga at 10, which is just... Yeah, he's a different breed, if you want to say. But yeah, he was incredible last week. Obviously, got his first hat trick for the Crusaders. So yeah, what can you say more, really? But yeah, obviously he will be with the likes of Lester Fanianko at 11. You have the likes of Dallas McLeod actually playing at 12 instead of David Havili. So good switch there. Give him some rest, which is kind of needed in that sense. You do have the likes of Brendan Enor at 13. So they're sticking with Brendan Enor, which is good to see. Obviously, he is kind of steadily getting back into the team. So he's not. I wouldn't say he's kind of made the impact or strides he made within his first 2 seasons, you could say. He hasn't come back to that level yet, but hopefully we'll see more of him within this game. But obviously, you do the likes of Severin Reese at 14, who was just brilliant, another brilliant player within last week's game against the Reds, and of course, Will Jordan at 15. So yeah, if I had to actually edge it towards one side, I'd probably edge it towards the... Yeah, I think you have to edge it towards Crusaders' backs, but it's one of those where I think it could be a close battle, because obviously you do the likes of Dallas McLeod, who is replacing David Havili, so they might not have as much creativity, you could say, within those centre pairing, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if I had to give a prediction for this game, I'd probably edge towards Crusaders. I just think it's an easy kind of prediction in that sense, judging off last week's performance against the Reds. So yeah, so for that reason, I'm going to edge towards Crusaders. I'll say they'll win this game by at least, I'll say, 10 points. So I'll say they'll win this game, I'll say 30... Actually, no, I'm going to say they'll win this game by 15 points. Yeah, I'll say they'll win this game 35 points to 20. Yeah, I'll say 35 points to 20 is my final prediction for that game. But anyway, moving on to the next match, obviously, which is the Blues versus Brumbies. This should be another interesting contest in the sense where the Blues have obviously won 2 games in a row now, which is kind of a good thing to see as a Blues fan. You want them to... Obviously, for me, I want them to make a final, so we'll have to wait and see if they can actually do that. But they will be facing the likes of a Brumbies side who has shown a bit of... who's I'd say, come on and off a sense in both games. They were brilliant, I'd say, against the Crusaders within the opening round, but they really just, they went off within the second game against the Chiefs. So yeah, they'll be definitely looking to respond from this game against the Blues. But anyway, here are the lineups obviously for both sides. I run them by with you guys, and I'll tell you what I think about them, and I'll give my prediction out afterwards for this game. So obviously with the Blues, you do have the likes of Carlton Laffey, as well as Kurt Eklund, as well as Marcel Renatas for the front row, which is a pretty good front row there. I wouldn't say it's the most dominant front row they could have gone with, but pretty good in that sense. You do have the likes of Gerald Tony for that locking position with the likes of Josh Goodhue, so a pretty good pairing there. And saying they really I'd say solidified a good lock chemistry there. So it's good to see that. You do have like Patrick Trugler on the bench still, who's coming back into the frame, but it's good to see Quality Tuati as well as Goodhue getting some game time together. Yeah, you do have the likes of Tom Robinson, who's obviously the captain for the Blues at number 6. You do have the likes of Dalton Papali at 7, and of course the return of Hoskins Atutu at 8. So yeah, this should be another dominant display from him. I think he's probably the one to watch, I'd say, within that 4-pack for the Blues. But on the other hand, though, you do have the likes of Scott Seal at 1 for the Brumbies. You do have the likes of McNary at 2, as well as Alan Anato, who of course is the captain for the Brumbies. So it should be interesting to see how he does it in this game, because I actually thought he was one of the, you could say, better players for last week's game against the Chiefs. So we'll see if he can have a better game, I guess. But yeah, obviously with those locks, you do the likes of Darcy Swan as well as Nick Frost. But making up those loose forward trio, you do the likes of Rob Valentine at 6 now, who's been switched to 6. You have Tom Cusack at 7, so a new addition there, and of course Harry Stowers has been moved to 8. So should be interesting to see how that goes, because obviously Harry Stowers has played there before at 8 for the Western Force, but it should be interesting to see how he does for the Brumbies. But anyway, if I have to say who actually wins that competition against both packs, I think I'm going to have to edge towards the Blues. I just think they have a more dominant pack overall and should be better within that scrum, what they pretty much did against the Rebels and both the Waratahs. So yeah, I think they should be pretty dominant within that area. But yeah, moving on to the backs, obviously, for both sides, with the Blues, for that 9-10 combo, you do the likes of Finlay Christie as well as Terry Black, so a pretty good combo there, I'd say. With the wingers, with the 11 spot, you do the likes of AJ Lamb, so he's done pretty well, I'd say, for the Blues. I wouldn't say he's done. He hasn't made as much of a difference, I'd say, as to what I thought he would, but he has steadily progressed, which is good to see. And obviously, he's getting game time, which is what I want, because obviously it's one of those where Blues want to see more young players rising, so it's good to see AJ Lamb getting some game time. Yeah, obviously with that 12 and 13 position, you do the likes of TJ Fani as well as Rico Arane. So yeah, pretty good combo there, and yeah, very dominant duo, I'd say. And yeah, definitely have developed more chemistry over time than the last seasons. Yeah, it's good to see them two playing with each other. And obviously you do the likes of Brees Heem, who obviously got a hat-trick last week against the Waratahs, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets some more tries to his name. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, obviously with that last position, 15, you do the likes of Zion Sullivan, who I've been very impressed by. Particularly with his kicking, really. I think his kicking ability is exceptional, so we'll hopefully see more of that within this game. Yeah, with the Brumbies, you do the likes of Nick Wright at the 9 position, so it's good to see him back from the side. Obviously, you do the likes of Noah Lassalle at 10, which is kind of a given in that sense, so pretty good combo there within those 9-10 combinations. But you do the likes of, Tom Wright, who is playing at the 11, and he's one of those players who, like I say, always gives you like a 7 out of 10 performance, so should be interesting to see how he does within this game. For the centres, obviously, you do the likes of Israel Salmoni as well as Ikatal for the Brumbies. So, very good combo there. And I've really, I'd say, improved throughout the last season, you could say, and I've really developed more chemistry together. So, it should be interesting how those two play with each other. But obviously, you do the likes of Samuel Kata at 14, and of course, Tom Banks at 15. So, yeah, that kind of makes up both sides. If I'd actually say who wins that battle within the back line, I'd probably edge towards the Blues. But it's one of those which it could go either way. Actually, you know what I'm going to say? It's a draw, because I think the Brumbies actually have a decent back line. So I'm actually saying it's a draw between both back lines. Anyway, if I have to say who actually wins that game, I think I'm going to edge it towards the Blues, but I think it's going to be a very close battle. I don't think it's going to be like a big. It could be a big score, but I don't think the difference is going to be large. So I think the Blues will only win this game by at least 5 points, in my opinion. I think it'll be only by 5 points. So yeah, I think they'll win this game. I'd say 26 points to 21. Yeah, I'll say 26 points to 21 is my final prediction for that game. Anyway, moving on to the next game, obviously, which is the final game for Saturday, which is the Reds versus Chiefs. This should be another interesting game, obviously, with the Reds wanting to, you could say, come back from that devastating defeat against the Crusaders last week. And on the other hand, though, the Chiefs actually had a very impressive victory against the Brumbies at home. So yeah, they'll be hoping to, you could say, continue their form from that, and yeah, obviously make it 3 wins in a row. So obviously here are the lineups for both sides. I'll run them by with you guys, tell you what I think about them, and yeah, I'll give my prediction afterwards. So obviously with the Reds, you do have the likes of Fotukaya, as well as Brandon Peñamosa, as well as Teneo Tupo making that front row for the Reds, so a pretty decent front row there. You do have the likes of Ryan Smith, as well as Lachlan Sakai and Loto, making up those locks for them. And of course, for those loose forward pack, you do have the likes of Liam Wright, Fraser McWright, and of course, Harry Wilson. So a pretty dominant loose forward trio there. I really like it a lot. I think it's probably the best loose forward trio for Australia at the moment. So yeah, I really love that a lot. Yeah, obviously for the Chiefs though, you do the likes of Aiden Ross as well as Bradley Slater making up that 2 positions, so he's obviously replacing Tekaleo for this game. You do have the likes of Angus Talau, who's going to be back into the side at that 3 position, so it'll be good, a bit more balance you can say within that prop positions, and yeah, it should be an interesting battle from that front row for sure. But of course for the lock positions, you do the likes of Mitch Brown actually playing at 4 with the likes of Tupou Valley, so it should be an interesting combo there. I don't think I've ever seen that combo before, so it should be interesting to see how they play together. But yeah, more or less, you do the likes of Peter Gus, someone called playing at 6 again, and of course you have the likes of Lachlan Bashir playing at 7, and of course Luke Jacobson at 8. So a pretty good combo there, I'd say. I mean, that loose forward trio, again, very good loose forward trio. But it's one of those where I think I'm going to have to edge it towards the Reds, just because I think they have more, I'd say, throughout each position, they just have more, I'd say, they just have more. I mean, that's probably the best I can say. They just have more quality, I'd say, within those positions. Then we move on to the backs, of course, with the Reds, you do have the likes of, Tay McDermott, as well as James O'Connor, who, of course, is the captain for the Reds. And, of course, with the wingers, with the 11th spot, you do the likes of Filippo Dungaru. So he's done pretty well, I'd say, for the Reds recently. Obviously, he wasn't a part of the Reds' defeat last week, but hopefully he'll be able to make an impact in this game. For the centre spots, you do the likes of Isaac Henry, who's actually making his another... not debut, but making another opportunity for the Reds from this game. So we'll see how he does. And obviously his partner in crime will be Hunter Pasami. So hopefully Hunter Pasami won't be blown away by, I believe it was Brandon Enor like last week. He just got bulldozed over. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, obviously you do the likes of Savisi Vanivalu at that 14 position, and of course you do the likes of Brice Hegley at 15. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good back line out there. Back line you can say for the Reds, but I'm not sure if it's as good as the Chiefs, because you do the likes of Brad Rubber, who's obviously captain for the Chiefs at number 9. You do have Damien McKenzie at 10, and then from that, 11 you have Chase Tiatia, so pretty dominant there. Very good with his kicking, so interesting to see how he does within that position. With that centre combo, probably the best centre combo in my opinion within for New Zealand at the moment, with Alex Newsom as well as Anton Brown. So yeah, they've done very well together so far, and hopefully they continue their form really. With that 14th spot, you do the likes of Brian Sullivan, who's the obviously the other Sullivan within this within the group. But yeah, hopefully he can have a good game. I think the last game he played, he didn't have much of an impact, but hopefully he can kind of be more creative in this game and open up, have a bit more clean breaks. I think that's what probably asked from him. But other than that, yeah, just going to try the board really. But yeah, obviously with the last part, you do the likes of Caleb Trask at 15. So yeah, should be an interesting contest between Trask, of course, and Higgerty. So I'm not sure who actually win that battle, but it should be pretty close. Yeah, I think that's kind of it really. I mean, if I have to say who actually wins this game, I think I have to edge it towards the... See, I want to say the Reds would actually win this, but I just have a funny feeling again that the Chiefs will actually sneak it again. So I think I'm just going to have to say the Chiefs. So yeah, I think the Chiefs will win this, but I think it'll be very close though. So I'm going to say they'll only win this by... I'll say by 7 points. They'll win this game by 7 points. Yeah, I said they'll win this game... I'm trying to think. 26-19. Yeah, I'll say 26-19 to the Chiefs is my final prediction for that game. Anyway, that's kind of it with the video today. Just hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, definitely subscribe. I definitely want to see you guys subscribing. We're close to 200, so just want to get to that mark. So yeah, would really appreciate it. But other than that, just hope you guys have a good day. And yeah, talk to you guys soon.